Donald Trump has released a bizarre medical statement from what I guess is his latest doctor. It addresses Trump's physical health and it addresses Trump's cognitive health. And I have to tell you, it only raises more questions than it answers. As many of you know, the context of this is Trump is obese and he doesn't exercise. And life insurance actuaries have evaluated Biden and Trump. And even though Biden is, I think it's 2.5 years older than Trump, 3 years older than Trump, statistically, Biden is expected to live longer than Trump because Biden has a healthier lifestyle, is not overweight, exercises, eats a healthier diet. Okay. Also, there is the cognitive question. There are many Republicans who are insisting Joe Biden is demented and a genius criminal mind who has carried out a 40-year criminal bribery scheme and has covered up all the evidence, but he's demented. He doesn't know what day it is. He doesn't know he's president. But the problem with that is that Trump has a dozen monthly cognitive gaffes where he forgets who's president. He forgets which countries Viktor Orban is actually the leader of. He forgets which countries Hungary borders. He forgets what city he's in. He forgets that World War II happened 70 years ago. So it's becoming increasingly difficult to argue that Trump is more healthy physically or that Trump is more healthy cognitively. So that brings us to this letter. And this letter only raises more questions. This is a letter from Bruce Aronwald from the Morristown Medical Group dated 2 days ago. Let's take a look at the letter. I have been President Donald Trump's personal physician since 2021. During this time, I have conducted several comprehensive examinations, the most recent being September 13th, 2023. So he admits it's been months since he examined Trump. Since this examination, Trump has had about 30 cognitive gaffes. So right at its face, we know that this guy isn't even claiming to have examined Trump during the period of these accelerating cognitive gaffes. Okay, fine. It's been 2 months since you saw the guy, 2 months plus a week. I have supervised specialist consultations along with ancillary testing for screening and preventative health maintenance. Immediate questions. Which specialists examined Trump and why? Why were specialists brought in? What preventive health maintenance do specialists do that you supervised? And exactly which screening tests were done? What were the results of these tests? Why were these tests done? Were these tests done because they are the standard of care for an individual Trump's age and health? Or were they done because there is cause for concern? None of those questions are answered. Second paragraph. I'm pleased to report Trump's overall health is excellent. Well, call me convinced. His physical exams were well within the normal range, which metrics and which ranges and which tests. And his cognitive exams were exceptional. Notice that it says exams plural. Obvious question. What cognitive exams was Trump given? The last one we found out is basically a brain injury test where he was asked to identify a tiger and draw hands on an analog clock. So which tests was Trump given? And why was Trump given multiple cognitive tests? The letter continues. In addition, his most recent extensive laboratory analysis remains well within normal limits and was even more favorable than prior testing in some of the most significant parameters, most likely secondary to weight reduction. We don't know which are the significant parameters that Trump is so healthy on. What is his lipid panel? What's his CBC? What about his sugar-related, diabetes-related? We don't know what they're talking about. It actually raises even more questions. And lastly, the third paragraph in this very short 3-paragraph letter about how Trump is so healthy, it says, quote, cardiovascular studies are all normal and cancer screening tests are all negative. Which cancer screening tests? Are we talking about prostate or are we talking about other blood markers that can be used to screen for other types of cancer? We just have no idea. President Trump has reduced his weight through an improved diet and continued daily physical activity while maintaining a rigorous schedule. It is my opinion that President Trump is currently in excellent health. He already said that. And with his continued interest in preventative health monitoring and maintenance, he will continue to enjoy a healthy, active lifestyle for years to come. If you were trying to disabuse the public of the notion that you are having a health issue, This letter certainly doesn't do it. We don't know what cognitive exams Trump was given. We don't know what metrics Trump's blood markers and other tests are reflecting. We just don't know anything about it. In fact, the language suggests a deliberate runaround to avoid mentioning anything specific. And we still don't have even simple answers like multiple specialists are evaluating Trump. Why? What tests did they perform? What's Trump's blood pressure? What's Trump's weight? What medications is Donald Trump on? Certainly not reassuring at all. And the timing seems very clear. It's because Trump has been gaffing cognitively dozens of times since the last time his doctor examined him. If I'm being too critical, if I'm missing that this 3-paragraph letter clearly proves Trump is doing great, just let me know and I'll revise my opinion. Sometimes it can be tough to maintain an emotional connection with your significant other. You might work in different places at different times. There might be a kid in the way. It can be hard to find time for date nights, especially because kids demand so much attention, which is why I love our sponsor Paired, which is the app for couples. The app will prompt you with a daily question or a game or a guided conversation, all designed by leading psychologists. And the point is to just have a deeper connection with your partner, boost intimacy, build a deeper knowledge of one another. My girlfriend and I will use the prompts on Paired throughout the day to stay connected. For instance, we answered a prompt about what we remember most from the early days of the relationship. It really helps us learn new things, and there can be funny moments as well. An independent study found that couples using Paired saw a 36% increase in the quality of their relationship, and giving a Paired subscription as a gift is also a really great idea. You can try it free for 7 days and get 25% off a subscription. Go to paired.com/Pacman. The link is in the description.